Well, let's begin with a posting from Solomon Eram in Uganda, who writes, "At first, I was happy about this idea of President Obama visiting Africa. But after hearing his message on homosexuality, my perception about him changed as fast as I could swat a mosquito." Another comment comes from Chilinda Maxwell in Zambia, who says, "President Obama's visit was very inspiring. This trip has changed the mindset of the youth in sub-Saharan Africa. We will now stand up and be counted." Well, Shaka, last week's U.S. Supreme Court's decision to strike down the core provisions of the Defense of Marriage Act happened while President Obama was in Senegal, and he was obviously asked about it during a press conference with his Senegalese counterpart, Senegalese President Macky Sall. President Obama stood for what he believes, which, from what he said, is equality for all, regardless of religion, race, gender, etc. But that didn't fly with many African people on the continent, and we were flooded by all kinds of comments on this particular topic. Shaka?
Well, you had it all, agenda. What is your reaction to that?
Well, I think that the issue of criminalizing homosexuality is very problematic. But what I really think is that America is playing out its cultural wars in Africa. You have Christian evangelicals going to Africa, essentially mobilizing populations around the idea that people who are gay are pedophiles, showing big films of gay porno as if that's normal. And I think that, so on the one hand, you have them proselytizing against homosexuality, and then you have the U.S. government essentially saying to other governments, we're going to dictate your social policies by saying we're going to stop any assistance to you. And so I think that, you know, America is essentially exporting its own cultural wars to Africa, and it's very unfortunate. And I think that these societies have to make the decisions about how they're going to address their citizens from their own local cultures. But that said, I certainly agree with the president that everybody should be treated equally before the law.